Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo. Kind of stretching that introduction to make sure that the streaming is happening properly. I am not sure if it's being broadcast effectively on YouTube, but if it isn't, that's okay, because as the Discord bot suggests, it's also streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and of course we also have Discord. The bot works. So like if you're chatting in Discord, the chat will show up in this video. If you're chatting on YouTube, the chat will show up in this video. If you're chatting on Facebook, it'll show up in the video. And of course, Facebook for some reason wants to... It's so excited to have you here, it doubles your chat. So welcome one and all, no matter what platform you're viewing on, including Periscope, including Mixer. Happy to connect all of the Star Wars fans to talk about Star Wars, because that's what I love doing. And even my wife is watching remotely right now, I think. Or at least she said she was. Because they're out having a mommy-daughter date night at Taco Bell. They made a run there. I don't blame them at all. I would rather be at home, not eating tacos, and talking Star Wars. I have to give a shout-out to Tyler Gagnon, who is a member now. If you head over to the YouTube channel, much like Twitch has subscribers where you can subscribe for $5 a month, get special emotes and all that, and yes, we're on Twitch. You can also join as a member on YouTube for $5 a month. And if you're a YouTube Red subscriber, I think you get one $5 amount free every month to give to a creator. Either way, thank you for joining and supporting and chatting, no matter where you are connecting from. Oh, cool. Got a new Twitch follower there. Always like that. Now, I always love to see this, too. I got to show you. The notifications. Sometimes you just don't get notifications, but it's nice to see that notifications are actually going out, at least by way of YouTube. So now that the pleasantries have been presented, hello, Sandcrawlercast. There's a few things that hit my radar today. About an hour or so ago, I live streamed an unboxing of the biggest item that I picked up at Galaxy's Edge. Here's a clue. And here's another clue. So if you don't know what these characters are, you're probably not interested in watching that video. If the word Dejeric means anything to you, then you want to watch that unboxing. I have Space Chest now. That's actually a good thing, right? It's not a disease. I know some people would think that, was a disease. Sorry. The media badge flipped down, and look, J.J. Abrams, the spirit of J.J. Abrams is back. I've been trying to defeat this nasty flare. Go away, J.J. He won't leave us alone. Maybe after The Rise of Skywalker. But a couple other things hit my radar, and I was reminded of this in the Discord chat. Cheesy Sword had posted, and I'm very grateful that he did, to remind me that Jedi Fallen Order is actually going to have a 5-issue comic book run, like a prequel. So if you are, interested in comics, you'll be interested in that. I know someone was asking the other day. But of course, if you're also interested in Jedi Fallen Order, you'd be interested in picking up that comic run. I certainly will. I do plan on playing Jedi Fallen Order, live streaming it, probably indefinitely until I get through the story, then on to other Star Wars games. Looking forward also to 2020 with the Skywalker Saga. Lego Star Wars is going to have the full 9-movie Skywalker Saga presented in one game. Believe it or not, even though I've played Lego Star Wars games, I've never played one all the way through. It's true. So I'm looking forward to that. I do plan on streaming that as well. And so instead of like these chats where it's just my talking head with my background here, it would be me gaming and chatting about Star Wars. That's how we're gonna play it out, I think. We'll see how that goes. It'll be broadcast across platforms as well, so you don't have to worry about where you're tuning in. I'm just happy that you're tuned in to talk Star Wars with me, because tacos. Apparently, I've got tough competition in tacos. Apparently, might have open world parts of it. That's cool. Yeah, an open world part of Lego Star Wars would be fun. You know, there's part of me that wishes I would have been playing Star Wars games over time. I'm kind of glad I didn't though, because you know, as much as I enjoy Star Wars and as much as I do enjoy video games as well, and you know, those two combined certainly. You know, I know that inevitably in playing a lot of that which was not considered canon may kind of turned, my attention differently, not necessarily in a bad way. But when Disney basically came and said, all right, this is canon, this isn't, I know a lot of people are upset, especially those who are so wrapped up in lore, in the legacy, the EU, right? Or the legends, I should say, not legacy. And I wasn't one of them. So I'm kind of grateful that I didn't get into them, but I will likely be going back and playing a few of them, over time, especially as I have a more staged studio environment. I'm in the process of kind of getting that put together. It's not quite there yet. One of the reasons why I'm doing this in my play shop, which I don't think you mind. I don't think anybody minds this background. The only thing I mind is this lens flare, and I'm trying to defeat it. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to Jedi Fallen Order when it's released later this year. The only thing I'm not excited about, as referenced or as evidenced by my reaction, is those spiders. What is up with that? What is up with that? So I don't know. Do I have to pay? Can I pay extra not to beat the spiders? That's what I want to know. Because I'll pay extra. I'll be happy to pay extra. Very glad that you watched the Ustream 10 years ago or so. This is kind of the same area. Ustream, of course, is now gone. It was acquired by IBM. Happy to have sat on their advisory board, though, when I did have a chance. I'm still live streaming. It's just different. It's different live streaming now than it was back in the day. Maybe one day at some point in the future I'll do more of it throughout the day, but right now it's pretty much requisitioned to evening time, when it's time for me to kind of unwind after a long day, something to look forward to at the end of every day. Talking Star Wars asks, who do you think will die in episode 9, if anyone? Well, I think Leia's going to make her departure, although it would be very classy for Leia not to die in episode 9. I mean, we know that is effectively the last time we're probably going to see her in at least in the movies. But I do wonder. I don't know. Because we didn't really lose a lot of those characters that we loved in the original trilogy. I mean, yes, of course we lost them in the prequels, but I'm not sure if it's going to be any of the core characters, right? So I think it's just going to be a lot of the side characters that we're going to see kind of, shuffle off their mortal coil. And I know that, inevitably someone's going to bite the bullet. A few people are going to bite the bullet. I would be shocked if it was any of the core characters. I would absolutely be shocked. But it could very well happen. I don't know how I'd feel about any of the core characters kind of, going. I think if anybody, and not to say it would complete his arc, but if anybody were to die, the core or the central characters or the protagonists, I should say, Finn would make sense. More so than Poe, and definitely more so than Rey, and more than Kylo, but Finn, who left the First Order to go and try to find himself, right? And I think that would be an interesting way to end his arc. Not to say that would happen, just it's conjecture. But the fact that he left the First Order to find something, and he found himself within the construct of the Last Jedi. He found his courage, and I think it would be a fitting end. I mean, he tried to effectively save the Resistance on Crate. I was thinking, and the only word that was stuck in my head was the Volptex, right? The crystal foxes. But obviously Rose thwarted that attempt. But yes, by the way, the chat does support emoji cross-platform, and yes, I agree. As long as Nien Nunb lives, I'll be happy as well. I've got a little. That's what I would love to see. Actually, there's a few Black Series figures that they have not yet produced, and I would love to see a vintage style Nien Nunb. That would be a 6-inch figure I would love to see. I really would. Almost more than any of them. Speaking of, this also hit the radar. Hang on just a second. I think it's Wave 21. If I remember correctly, Yakface had tweeted it out earlier. Yeah. The Black Series, Phase 3, Wave 21. The one with, I think, a young Obi-Wan, BT-0, or 000, and what is it? Who are the two droids? From Afro, of course, 6-inch, Ezra and Chopper. 000, and was it BT1 or BT0? It's been a while since I really have to get into the comics again. I was joking around with Cheesy Sword in Discord before the broadcast. I was like, I wonder, it'd probably be pretty boring to watch someone read comics. Like, unless I had, this is what I'm going to have to figure out. This is what I'm going to have to do. This is what I'm going to do. Swear I'm going to do it. I'm going to get, it is 000 and BT1. Thank you, Cheesy Sword. I'm going to get a GoPro, strap it to my head, wire it to the broadcast station, and read the comics. And actually so everyone could read the comics. I'm going to live stream the comics that I have to read. Because otherwise, I'm like, I get to the end of the day, and then I'm like, okay, I'll get there. I know the stack is there. I know but I've got time that I will spend with my family when they're done eating tacos. Apparently Lobot may appear. Talking Star Wars. Wow. I don't know if that's a rumor, but boy, it makes sense, right? Lando and Lobot. Whoa. I wonder if he's got like an afro, right? He's but he's like, went out from like me. Like that's like what happens when I get like my hair starts poofing out. Like it gets Diana cuts it. It's great. She does a great job. Like we finally figured out the perfect setting for my hair. This camera is not doing my hair justice. It doesn't move. Like it never moves. It does. It's like it never moves. Anyway, yeah, it'd be wild to see Lobot again. I'd be happy to see Lobot. Absolutely. Some of the, where it makes sense. Like I just don't. I don't like in movies where they just kind of like they're obviously doing it for kind of a nod to the fans. Like when it's just when it just doesn't fit. And a Lobot would make sense, coming along with Lando. I would love to see some interaction between Lando and the Falcon, because now that we know L3 is a part of the Falcon, something going on. I think something should happen there. I don't know what. Not like what they talked about. Not human cyborg relations, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that would be pretty wild. Look at the Vanity Fair picture of Lando on the Falcon. You can see his communicator. See, this is where I don't read too much and I don't look too hard, because then I start thinking, oh, what's going on? It is Tuesday, isn't it? It's Taco Tuesday, like in the Lego movie. I just can't escape the nature of tacos. I thought I had something else here to show y'all, but I guess not. The only other thing I was going to talk about possibly was a recent sale that I took advantage of. Barnes & Noble cleared out their some Black Series stuff, including what was the Archive series with like Boba Fett and IG-88 and Bosk and Luke Skywalker. They were selling them for like $5 a pop on card. So like I couldn't believe it. Like I was, are you kidding me? These things are retailing for like $20 like right now in this time. So Barnes & Noble had this brief sale. There's one more, I think that's I had two more that were coming. One of them got canceled. They said another one was going to be delivered, so I'm hoping that's going to happen. But another part of that sale was the Dewback Black Series Dewback with Trooper for $15, down from $60. It's crazy, man. I try to take advantage of those sales when you can. That's how you save money. That's how you save money. Oh, Clear Space and Mr. the Chat. There might be copyright issues. Are you talking about copyright issues doing live streaming? That would not surprise me. Sorry, I missed the full chat. I wasn't. You know what I need to do? I need to expand the chat window. So that now there are more people chatting, so that people don't get kind of pushed out. Since you watched Solo and saw Darth Maul, always hoping to see Ray Park take the part up in new movies. I don't know if we're gonna see Maul. That wouldn't make any sense because he pretty much got offed in Rebels, pre A New Hope. But, you know, give me a second. The cape, at least, really similar. Yeah, no doubt. So if you had not picked up, it's too late now. I don't think they're selling them for $15 anymore. But man, probably one of the best dewbacks out there as far as quality is concerned. I mean, Black Series is kind of like super high quality stuff, and then of course the Sand Trooper. I'm not sure which one I'm more excited about. As much as I like the Sand Trooper, like Stormtroopers for army building, hopefully I didn't circumcise the dewback, if that's possible. But super articulated dewback. His mouth opens wide. Look at those teeth. Look at those teeth. Obviously not a carnivore. Super articulated feet, legs, joints swivel out, so you can position him in a variety of ways. The tail does move. Unlike the Kenner toy, though, the tail does not wag the head. The head does have some degree of mobility, not a lot. I think the most interesting part is the fact that the mouth does open very, very, very wide. You've got the place up top for the saddle, which I can position here in just a second. The saddle has to be clipped. Man, cutting into anything always makes me nervous, like that I'm going to cut the wrong thing. Right? So we got the saddle, which works very, very well. Clips right in. Not sure if I'm going to like mess with that right now, but either way, dewback. Big dewback. $15 total in box. So sometimes you got to wait for the sales. Sometimes you can't jump on this stuff right away necessarily. If you know that they're going to be around for a while, especially the more expensive items, then yeah, you could wait. Sometimes, though, it's been difficult to judge because, like, as much as we saw the vintage collection, like the first wave, like the reboot with like Jyn Erso and Rey and Kylo and the Stormtrooper and I think the Hoth Trooper, they put them in every store. Just about every store had them, and Snoke, so a peg warmer, right? But like they're prevalent, like they were everywhere, and then the vintage collection subsequent lines, the subsequent waves, have hardly been seen anywhere. Like the only way to effectively get them is online now. So, the distribution is just wacky anymore. If you want to get the figures, you've got to order them online. You have to. Shout out to Dorkside Toys too, because I guess they're going to do a run of damaged the vintage collection figures at a discount. Y'all tell Fly Guy I say hello. Of course, I could probably tell Fly Guy, but hang on just a second. Checking something. Okay. But yeah, this is it's a standard Stormtrooper / Sand Trooper because he's got sand on him. That's effectively what makes him a Sand Trooper. Like I said before, though, the thing that always makes me nervous about those super articulated figures sometimes is like, am I going to bend the joints properly? Is it going to snap? I don't want to snap it at all. Can't have too many Stormtroopers, though, in my estimation. You know what I'm saying, Cheesy Sword? It's kind of annoying. I wish they were out in stores, more frequently. But I certainly expect the vintage collection that I just referred. I expect them to show up either at like a not a second-hand store, but like a store like a Ross or even a Dollar Tree or a dollar store. I think that is entirely possible. Let's see, how am I gonna clip that in? Can I? Is it gonna? Oh, I see. So I was looking for a way to get the backpack in. I guess it's gonna be right in there. So that's where I'm gonna push it in. Get that clip hanging over. Yeah, but some of the bigger ones, some of the bigger figures, or the more expensive, is that gonna go? Yeah, okay, that's how it's gonna go. Sometimes they go on sale, sometimes they don't. You just got to decide for yourself, like, is it something that you're willing to pay extra for, or willing to wait on if you can pass on it, and that's ultimately you have to decide that for yourself. There's no right or wrong answer, but the way I've seen it happen, it's just too precarious to chance that if you find something that you want, even at a high price, that you could pass it up knowing that you could loop back to it, because it's not always been the case, especially when the waves aren't consistently distributed or evenly distributed, even at that. You looked at the Dollar Tree; they don't have Star Wars toys certain locations. Well, it just depends on where you are. It's been seen across the country. Where you are, even in the area. Like I've hit Dollar Trees in my area. And each store may have something different, and so that's something to keep in mind as well. So you never know. But yeah, I know what you mean. Have 5 of each troopers in the 6-inch line. That's what I'm saying, Nico. I'm telling you, it's like they're great for army building. So I could not pass up the chance to get another one of these, which the Sand Trooper, which to my knowledge, the only 6-inch Black Series available is through with the dewback. Specifically, I doubt they're going to be like quote unquote single carded or without the dewback. So for $15, yeah, that one was hard to say no to. Absolutely, because I mean, dewbacks are fun. I see them every so often thrifting. Haven't seen one in a while necessarily. Found a vintage dew, still on board. But I doubt I'm going to see one of these thrifting because they tend to be focused on or to collectors. Only collectors usually get the Black Series stuff. I have seen some Black Series figures show up thrifting, not many. Usually the ones I see show up are the 5 POA or the ones geared towards kids. But yeah, like I said, it's just like with shopping. Like you just never know, really what you're gonna roll into. So yeah, one of the things that I will probably be using Discord for, and I thought about using this as a value for the people who are members on YouTube. Just when I find these deals, I don't always tweet them out or retweet them necessarily, but may end up posting them to the Discord channel, if only to serve as a reminder for me that they exist. But yeah, there was those were the things that I knew I wanted to talk about. The comics, the non-mint card stuff, the release of the 21 or Wave 21 Black Series figures. Anything else? I don't think so. And the Lego one, yeah, those are the 4 or 5 things that I was thinking about. And if anybody else had anything to cover, that's cool as well. If not, I can certainly start wrapping this up. Happy to have spent this time with you, because otherwise it would have just been me opening this on my own. It's much more fun to open the toys and talk about this stuff with other people. Another thing that I'm probably going to be doing, and if it's not this weekend, that at some point, some weekend in the near future, I have yet to assemble the Celebration exclusive Lego Vader bust, the Target exclusive. I'm not a red card holder, but they ended up returning it to someone returned it to the store for and they put a discount so I got it for like $27. That's something that I do want to put together, and we'll likely be live streaming that, and that will take certainly longer than usually what might take place over the course of an evening. So it may end up being part of a weekend live stream if I can get the camera set up well enough so that it works for everybody. Only other thing is the book Alphabet Squadron just came out. Oh, okay. See, that's the thing is I track the books, and I know they are there, but there's only so much time in the day, and like, where am I going to squeeze it in? What am I going to do? And like I said, I'll be wrapping this stuff up, trying to clean up a few things, and then doing potential family things if they're done eating tacos, because apparently tacos are more important than Star Wars. In what galaxy is this true? Apparently this one. Well, Taco Tuesday? No, it's Star Wars Tuesday. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you for that note about Alphabet Squadron. If anybody does plan on reading it, would be interested in hearing your thoughts on it. I have no immediate plans, but would certainly be interested in insight. A very familiar character from Rebels, isn't it? Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay. I'm intrigued. See, this is where I think it would come in handy, like, as this community grows, like, people who, like, know this stuff. I mean, I would love to be able to connect with people who do. There are individuals who do podcasts on just the books, podcasts on the comics, podcasts on and they're Star Wars podcasts for anything and everything. So I mean, at some point in the future, if that hits my radar, I may end up reaching out to a Star Wars podcaster. I'm like, would you mind talking about that on our little broadcast? Because it's very little. This little community, it's little, but it's growing bit by bit, cross-platform. You just need a little bit of consistency. Just add water and conversation, and everything's good to go. Star Wars Saturday with Lego Vader. It's possible. I gotta check my schedule. Don't know. It's not just me around here. It's a taco eating family. I can promise you that. Tacos are they're probably eating a lot of tacos. I mean, not that I keep any amount of taco. We eat tacos regularly. It's just it was a taco night. I'm not trying to slag tacos. Not that I think you think I was slagging tacos. Xbox One has a bunch of Star Wars games on its backwards compatibility list from Xbox 360 and original Xbox. They do, and I have one of them, but I'm looking for the others while thrifting. Looking for Knights of the Old Republic, thrifting, because I could get it for like $4 and then put in the disc and then play it. So yeah, I'm keeping my eye out for a lot of those Xbox games when I thrift, so that I can play the backwards compatibility. And apparently their next edition, the next Xbox, is also going to have backward compatibility as well. Whether or not it's going to support the same backward compatibility with the same games, they're not going to be doing that anymore. But I'm glad some Star Wars games certainly made the cut. Thank you for again, these are wonderful things to talk about. Like I said, I'm only here, trying to carve out a half hour or so a day, and I'm happy to keep talking about this stuff, but there's only so much that's on my radar, and so I appreciate that when you share what's on your radar as well. If there's not much else, I will go ahead and wrap this up, leave you to your own time. So if you're gonna see a tweet from me with a photo, I'm thinking like what kind of taco I'm gonna eat yet, like what I'm gonna do with the taco, because I got hard shell, right? Like a hard shell, the hard shell tacos. Like maybe if I stuff some like Star Wars figures in it and go like that, like it's Taco Tuesday, like take a picture. I don't know. It was probably a really silly idea, but that's me. Always coming up with silly ideas. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Again, still not sure about the best time to do these broadcasts. It could very well be, later into the evening, potentially 6:30 again. Not sure. Just trying to find that right spot. I wish I could do it earlier in the day like other streamers. Can't do that, because of the things that I'm doing on the average day. Enjoy hard shelled, soft shelled, and ice cream tacos. I gotta think of something to do with the hard shell. I gotta think of gotta think of something that make people laugh. Because what's the point? You can't, you gotta have fun with it, right? We don't have any taco stuff here, apart from the shells. Okay, no more tacos. No more talk of tacos today. I swear. I love you. I appreciate you, especially someone who thinks that I'm someone I'm not there on Mixer. You get the weirdest things happening sometimes in chat. I love you. I appreciate you. I think you're sexy as well. At this point, however, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you always.